Hi, I'm Jason J. Do you ever find yourself thinking, there's just not enough time? I can't seem to get everything done. Time seems to just escape me. Or is that just me? I think it's everyone. We all seem to look at time as a limited resource, and we're always complaining about it. But it's not time that's the problem, is it? It's what we're doing in the time we have that really counts. You see, it all comes down to a question of focus. How focused are we? It's a big question. See, I look at focus like the difference between shooting a shotgun at a can on a fence over the field. We'll maybe hit the can if we're lucky, but most of the pellets will end up all over the place. Or holding a rifle and shooting straight at the target, maybe with some sights. The difference between focus in a sniper way and focus in a shotgun way. The most successful people that I've read about and that I look up to and aspire to are really focused. Richard Branson is a great example. I mean, reading his book, Losing My Virginity, just talks about experience after experience after conquest after conquest. It's like he has 9 lives. So how do we get that sort of Branson focus, I guess is the question. Because if we can do that, we can start becoming very productive. So the principle I want to introduce you to help you get some context on this, is called the law of diminishing returns. And it looks something like this. Let's say we've got ourselves a few goals. We've got 1 to 3, not a bad starting point, 4 to 10, and maybe 11 to 20, because we're really ambitious, lots of goals. So the question is, with these different amounts of goals, how many could we achieve with excellence? Because that's the mission, isn't it? There's no point setting goals if we're not going to achieve them with some level of excellence, because that's going to provide the result we're after. So, 1 to 3. If we set ourselves 1 to 3 goals and we focused hard on that, we did that sniper focus, how many could we achieve with excellence? Well, the law kind of says 1 to 3. We might get 1 of them, we might get 2, we might get 3. But the likelihood is we'll do fairly well in all of them because it's a very sharp and narrow focus. 4 to 10, what do you think? 4 to 10 goals, will we achieve more than that? Well, the law of diminishing returns says we actually achieve less because our focus is so spread out, because our focus is trying to go to too many places, we're not able to achieve the goals with real excellence. So what about 11 to 20? Well, the problem is here, and this is where a lot of people sit, is that when you focus on that many goals, you can't really achieve any of them with excellence. Jack of all trades, master of none. So the key to productivity, the key to Branson focus, if you like, is to get your mind and your attention around 1 to 3 important goals. And not just that, write them down, because that is a critical step. Write them down, and you can do what I do even, stick them up in front of your desk, in front of your face, have them pop up on your screensaver, just so you know, either for that day, for that week, for that month, or even for the year, what your primary focus is, because that becomes the rudder for everything you do. And suddenly you find yourself thinking, well, you know, I may be busy, but is this thing helping me achieve one of my primary goals? And if it isn't, it's very easy to prioritize. So we start to really get on top of our time management issues. See, it's a good principle, but sometimes we've got to look at this in a very logical way and see for ourselves that the more we try to do, the less we get done well. There's a great expression which I mention a lot in my speaking, which is the key to success is very simple. There's only 2 steps. Step number 1, work out what you want. Right here, work out your goals. Step number 2, be willing to pay the price to get them. The problem is, people often don't make it to step 1. They often don't even set their goals or clarify their goals. So if you're finding yourself having trouble with productivity, if you're finding yourself having trouble getting your staff to be more productive, one of the most important elements is to clarify and simplify and distill the goals so that everyone knows where they're heading, and that will then guide their day-to-day movements or your day-to-day activities. There we go, just another little tidbit to kind of get inside your head. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you on the next vlog. See you later.